We are now moving to exercise A04. Exercise A04 is going to involve a different program. Okay, it's going to be actually developing a little game, a tiny game of guessing the number. So what the program will do, let me summarize in a nutshell what this text is all about. What the program will do is actually ask a user to enter a number between 1 and 100. Okay, this user is going to be considered to be player 1. Then another user will come to the keyboard, and the program will try to have this user guess which number player 1 decided on. So this user will be player 2. Okay, of course, when you guys are developing your program and playing with it, you will have to assume the roles of player 1 and player 2. So pretty much you are going to give a secret number to the program, and then immediately after you are going to fake amnesia, and you are going to try to play the role of player 2 and try to guess what was that number to start off with. What the program will do is every time there is a guess given to the program by player 2, the program will indicate if this guess value is too high, too low, or if it is equal to the secret number. And if it's equal to the secret number, then there you go, bingo, you just won the game. You guess the right number. So this is what we are going to implement. We are going to implement a flowchart that is going to do this game for us. We are going to store in a variable named appropriately secret the secret number that player 1 is going to give us. We are going to store in a variable named guess each of the guess that the player 2 will submit. So to play this game, we'll need a loop. Okay, we do not have a loop that is structured with a counter-based strategy, because we do not know how long it will take for player 2 to figure out what is the secret number. So we are going to use a sentinel-based approach. Okay, the idea being that as long as the guess given by player 2 is different than the secret, we keep looping and we keep giving another chance to player 2 to find out what is the secret number. Okay, all right, let's go back to Raptor. We are going to prepare ourselves for this exercise by erasing pretty much what we did for the previous one. Okay, and save it, of course, under a different name. So let me start by cleaning all of this here. There we go. And we are now fresh, ready to work on exercise A04. So what is going to be important for you to understand is how we work. We develop this flowchart given this plain text English description of what has to be done. Okay, so the first idea is, let's take it one step at a time. We need player 1 to give us a value for the variable secret. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do what is easy first. I'm going to use an input statement, double click on it. This is a dialog box that pops up, and I'm going to type here, enter the secret number, and I'm going to indicate that it has to be between 1 and 100. Store this in the variable secret. That's it. Now what? Player 1 is going to come to the keyboard, enter that number, and then we start the game. So the game is going to be a giant loop. Okay? As long as the guess is not correct, I keep on iterating. So that means we are going to have to ask player 2 for a guess. Input statement, double click. This is a dialog box. Guess. Store in the variable guess. We ask player 2 to give us a guess value, and we are going to do so until what? Well, when guess is equal to secret, we exit our loop. Otherwise, we go back to the start of the loop, we ask for another guess, and we keep on going like this. Okay? It's a very basic structure. We are not giving any hint to the user yet. Okay? Let's just test it. It's a good idea when you have, like, when you reach a step, a milestone of your program, to just test it. So I'm going to play this program. I'm going to click on the play button. Enter the secret number between 1 and 100, 90. Give me your guess. My guess is 100. Nothing displayed on the screen. Give me another guess. My guess is 1. Nothing displayed on the screen. Give me another guess. My guess is 90. Enter. The program is done. Okay, so it's really basic. We are far from doing everything we should be doing. Okay, but we have the basic structure of the code in place, and this is very, very important. Okay, we know that our entire game will take place in this loop. This is what we do before the loop, and here is what we'll insert as far as what we have to do after the loop. So now we can start thinking about how can we help this player to guess the number. Well, we need to look at the value that was given to us for guess and compare it to the secret number. Well, the conditional of the loop already does that. If guess equals secret, get out of the loop. Okay, so I could say that I'm going to put an output statement right here after the loop and assume that if you reach this part of the program, if you get out of the loop, that means you just won. And I'm going to display some text to congratulate player 2. So there is already some testing done here. If guess is equal to secret, get out of the loop, display, you just won. If it's not equal to secret, then I go back to the beginning of the loop. Well, I'm going to add something here. If it's not equal to secret, I need to give some hint to my player 2. So I'm going to use a conditional. Conditional because there are two types of hints. Okay, one first type of hint is going to be given if guess is lesser than secret. If guess is lesser than secret, then in the then part is the true part of this conditional. I'm going to have an output box which is going to give a hint to player 2. Hint, guess is too small. And this is going to be output text. Done. What about if guess is not lesser than secret? Well, two things can happen. It could be equal to secret or it could be greater than secret. Well, actually, if we reach this part of the code here, it cannot be equal to secret because if guess was equal to secret, this condition would have been true and I would have found myself outside of the loop. So if I reach here, that means guess is not equal to secret. So it can be lesser strict or it can be greater strict. Let me use the same. Actually, I'll be faster just dragging another one. Let me use a similar output box. Okay, and this time I'm going to output some text and say hint guess is too big. Done. And there we go. This time you see how I first started by establishing the structure of my program. Okay, this loop, what has to be done before, what has to be done after. And once this is in place, I can start refining. Okay, what do I do if the guess is not the secret? Well, then I gave some hint to my player. How do I give hints to a player? Well, there are two possibilities. Okay, guess is too small or too big. So I'm going to use a conditional. What do I do in each branch of the conditional, etc., etc. This is a thought process pretty much that you have to use to progressively refine your code. At this point, I can test again. Okay, I'm going to reduce a little the execution speed here and execute my program. Give me a secret number, 90. Give me a guess. My first guess will be 100. You see how I go in this part of the loop. If I pop up the master console, int guess is too big. So I loop again. Give me another guess. Well, this time I'm going to go for 89. I execute my code. And if I go to the console, you can see hint guess is too small. I'm prompted for a guess again. Let's do 90. This time I exit my loop. You just won. Run is finished. So my program looks like it's pretty much doing its work already. Okay, so we are done here with the basic functionality which are requested of us in exercise A04.